Canceled. 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 Oh, postponed? No, never mind. Canceled. Canceled. Everything's canceled, but you know what's not canceled? FrankenTruck. I have yet more fuel system work to do to FrankenTruck. Let's get to work.
Too cold to start a fire, I'm burning diesel, burning dinosaur bones.
Hey, what's up YouTube? Today's project is trying to put these plastic fuel tanks in FrankenTruck. I have two fuel tanks. I want to try and make them both fill at the same time so I can just have one filler neck on the driver's side on the box. The box already only has one filler neck. I could add a second one. I could have a fuel selector valve and everything in there, but I want to pair them together so that I have two 16-gallon fuel tanks. And being these are plastic, it might actually be easier. So come on along, let's see if we can get this figured out. Okay, here's the first challenge. The SquareBody Chevys, GMCs, they had two different size filler holes on the tanks depending on the years. This plastic fuel tank that I got, both of them, have this smaller, older size. I don't remember the years on them. I want to say 73 through 78 or 7 have the smaller ones. My filler neck is 1 3/4. Way too big for this guy. So I got a bulkhead and this fitting on here, which happens to be like right at 1 3/4 outside diameter. This is actually like a filler nozzle for like a sprayer tank. And I cut off the old barb on there, and then I'm going to use this hole saw to go in here and cut this out. This obviously did not fit in that hole very well, so I rigged up something to basically, I just need something to stabilize this so that it doesn't bounce all over, so that I can cut this evenly and squarely. Can you cut a round hole squarely? Anyways, so let's see what happens here. This needs a 3-inch hole in order to fit this bulkhead in there. Then I'll screw that in, and then hopefully we'll be good to go on this tank. I always have another tank, so if I had to, I could epoxy this shut again. Anyways, let's get to drilling. Let's see how bad I can mangle myself here. Yeah, I still have all my fingers. Sweet. That might be a little hard. this in there. For some reason I thought it fit in here, but it does not. Dang, that was gonna work so great. Well, after seriously questioning some of my life decisions, this is what I have come up with. So the original bulkhead threaded part of the flange, I've still got pushed in there, bolted to the nut part, which I hogged out all the threads and I cut it in half, drilled all these holes in it, wedged that in through there, ran the screws back up from the bottom, tighten these nuts down. These are number 10 screws. I don't know if I'm going to do anything to try and keep these tight. I don't know if they're ever going to come loose. Got my fitting in there. All that work for 1 3/4 inch barb here, just so that I can fill it a little bit faster. Well, fill it at all. I don't have another filler neck for the smaller version, so basically this should work like this now. Is it worth it? Oh, that's a very good question. I don't know. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for me. But it's done, and I guess there's no turning back, as they say. So now just gotta drop the tank that's in there out. So I gotta unhook my fuel lines, gotta unhook the filler neck that's in there. It's not empty, so of course that's gonna be fun wrestling it down. I still need to, let's see, on this corner here, I'll put another bulkhead fitting in whatever I can find that's flat, because here is where I'm gonna put, and then on the other tank it'll be over here. These are where I'm gonna put a 1-inch line running between the two tanks. Yes, it's gonna be under the frame, it's gonna be under the drive shaft, but I think, just a sec, let me turn the light on. So it'll be here. So it'll basically come out here, go down, well, actually maybe I should put it like right here. Or I could even put it right here, have it sticking out, have a piece of hose come up. I've got some pipe that'll run over and underneath the housing of this. Yeah, then over to the other tank, which is not currently present. Okay, there's my new 1/2-inch draw tube. Yes, it is just copper pipe, but I know that they use copper on some big diesel trucks, and should be all right for FrankenTruck. Okay, since I don't have a fuel pump in the tank anymore, just this big ol' 1/2-inch feed tube, draw tube, sipper tube, copper tube, then I have 2 wires on here that aren't doing anything, but I'm okay with that. So my other two wires will still perform their functions. And let me get this locked down, and it should be possibly ready to stick up in FrankenTruck. Okay, new plastic tanks are installed. Yep, got a little rust. Could use some rocker panels. Anybody want to come here and fix that for me? Maybe junkyard? Come on, man. You know, I wouldn't do it for you because I just don't do body work. You wouldn't want me to. Anyways, new plastic tanks installed. Here's the bulkhead fitting going to my crossover pipe. Put a drain very near the bottom, but the bottom is kind of like right underneath here. I don't know. For whatever reason, I decided I didn't want it right on the outside radius. And comes back up over here to the other tank bulkhead, and I've got the return line from the engine up there returning into the passenger side tank, but the feed line is this 1/2 inch on the driver's side tank going to this 6-liter fuel pump module. What do they call it? A fuel pump conditioning module. I don't know. I'll put a link somewhere. To my secondary filter, which also has a water separator in it, up to the engine. I've got a vent line here, which I need to run hard line all the way up to the engine bay up front. I think I might tee it in with on the clean air side of the air filter. I haven't really decided yet. There's a possible risk of, I don't know, something would happen and the fuel tank would somehow push fuel up through there, bubbling or gurgling or something, that it could, make the engine run away. But anyways, I may also put a T on, oh yeah, there's that bulkhead fitting that I put in for the weird oddball 1 3/4 filler neck. This is like 5/8 hose, but 5/8 is only an 1/8 off of 1/2 inch. So I've got a 1/2 inch T that I may tee into this fill vent and run over to the other side as well, so that they when I'm filling, they both have a good ventilation volume capability here. Right now, I'm not sure that the little 1/4 inch hose that's going between the two is going to be sufficient for filling. Like at the gas station. We'll see. And this is 1 inch. 60, 70, 60, whatever wall. Like 14 gauge or whatever. So, funnel's in the filler neck. So let's try it out and see what leaks. There definitely should be something. Yeah, there is. In there. No leaks on that. No leaks on that. That's just grease. No leaks here. Oh, it is trying to leak a little bit from there. Where at? Huh. I'll have to look into that. Might be able to tighten up all them screws some more. Okay, well, let's see if the fuel pump primes. Sounds like there's already pressure in there, but there should be a whole ½ inch fuel line full of air that it's got to suck through first. And my fuel gauge should show, it's got a light in here, over here, or maybe it's right in the middle, for fuel pressure. Just like the oil pressure light. That should show if I'm low on on fuel pressure. Not sure how that would even leak. That's on the suction side. So this is, like I said, the return line. I'm not sure if you can hear it if I hold you up against there. So there's where I could hook on a bigger vent line to run over the other tank. Hey, bud. Yep. Sure sounds like it's pulling fuel. Okay, well, let's try and start it. No flashy lights. It doesn't seem like it's lacking in fuel. Say that's good. FrankenTruck seems to be running again for like the 15th, 30th time. Another new fuel system on it. This time I think I've got the last fuel system on it. Well, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. I don't know if I'm not getting fuel or what. She just chugged to a halt. So I got my buddy on the way here. I don't know. Stay tuned.